A year ago, a single tweet changed how the world thinks about coding. One guy typed a prompt, hit enter, watched an entire app appear out of thin air. He called it vibe coding, and the internet lost its mind. Millions of people who had never written a line of code in their life suddenly thought, wait, can I just build stuff now? The answer was yes, and it was wild. But here's the thing. The exact same guy who coined vibe coding just killed it. If you don't know Andrej Karpathy, you need to. He's a co-founder of OpenAI, former head of AI at Tesla, one of the most respected researchers in the entire field. Exactly 1 year after his vibe coding tweet, on February 5th, 2026, he went back on X and basically said, yeah, we've moved past that. He wrote, and I'm quoting directly here, "Today, programming via LLM agents is increasingly becoming the default workflow for professionals, except with more oversight and scrutiny." And then he dropped a new term, agentic engineering. Okay, so what's the actual difference? Because on the surface, these sound like the same thing. You're still using AI to write code, right? Wrong. Vibe coding was beautifully chaotic. You typed a fuzzy prompt like, make me a to-do app, accepted whatever the AI spat out, pasted error messages back in when it broke, and shipped it anyway. No design doc, no architecture, no review. Pure vibes. And for quick demos and weekend prototypes, it was perfect. But here's what Adi Osmani, former engineering lead at Google Chrome, pointed out about what went wrong. Vibe coding has become a suitcase term. People use it to describe everything from a weekend hack to a disciplined engineering workflow. These are fundamentally different activities, and conflating them is causing real damage. Real damage. In production systems, because people were treating every project like a throwaway prototype. Agentic engineering is the grown-up version. Here's what it looks like in practice, and Karpathy said it best. Agentic, because you are not writing the code directly 99% of the time. You are orchestrating agents who do and acting as oversight. Engineering, to emphasize that there is an art, science, and expertise to it. You're not a coder anymore. You're an architect. You're a director. You define the plan, you break the work into tasks, you review everything the agents produce like a senior engineer reviewing a pull request, and you own the outcome. That's agentic engineering. So what does this actually look like day to day? Here's the workflow. Step 1. You write a spec. Before you touch any AI tool, you write a design doc. What are you building? What's the architecture? What are the constraints? This is the step vibe coders always skip, and it's exactly where projects fall apart. Step 2. You break it into tasks, specific, scoped, well-defined tasks that you hand off to agents one at a time. Step 3. You review every output, not skim, review. Osmani said if you can't explain what a module does, it doesn't go in, full stop. Step 4. You test relentlessly. Osmani called testing the single biggest differentiator between agentic engineering and vibe coding. A strong test suite lets the AI agent iterate until it passes. Without it, the agent just declares victory on broken code. The human owns the architecture. The human owns the quality. The AI handles the implementation. That's the deal. Now, here's where this gets real. Anthropy CEO Dario Amodei stood on stage at Davos, the World Economic Forum, and said something that made the room go quiet. We might be 6 to 12 months away from when the model is doing most, maybe all, of what software engineers do, end to end. 6 to 12 months. Now look, that's the aggressive end of the prediction, but the direction, nobody serious is disputing it. Microsoft, Google, Spotify, they've all confirmed it. AI is writing a significant and rapidly growing chunk of their production code right now. So here's the career question you need to answer. Are you someone who uses agents, or are you someone who orchestrates them? Because the developers who are going to win in this new world aren't the fastest typers. There's the ones with the clearest architectural thinking, the ones who can read AI-generated code critically, the ones who understand systems design well enough to catch what the AI got wrong. That skill, Karpathy says, is something you can learn, and that's the whole point of the word engineering. So to bring this full circle, vibe coding wasn't wrong. It was the right term for the right moment. Early 2025, experimental tools, weekend hacks, figuring out what was even possible. But Karpathy himself said it. It was good fun, and it almost worked. Almost. Agentic engineering is what comes next. More structured, more rigorous, more powerful, and honestly, more interesting, because the ceiling for what one person can build just went through the roof. If you want to go deeper on this, I'm going to do a full tutorial video showing exactly how to run an agentic engineering workflow from scratch. Design doc, task breakdown, agent orchestration, the whole thing. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And drop a comment below. Are you still vibe coding, or have you made the switch? I read every single one. See you in the next one.